Welcome YouTube, this is a new tutorial on Garry's mod. This time I'm gonna be building this boat, this type of ship, and I'm gonna do it because there are some techniques that you can practice with this build, and also I think it looks pretty good. It's a simple build consisting of how many? 5, 10, 11, 12, about 15, 16 props. And from this point on you can decorate it in many ways, but for this first tutorial on making this boat I'm just going to be focusing on just this build. I'm not going to be focusing on how to make it float like I've done here, but in a later tutorial I'll be making it steerable and also floatable. So first step is I'm just going to take this off the water so I can look at it whenever I need to. Yes, first up I'm just gonna spawn a couple of props, the ones I need. I need 7 of these, so I don't have to open my menu later. That's 6, 7, let's say 7, yeah. And then we have 3 of these. That's just 1 by 1. You can find all these props in the Garry's mod game. You don't need to buy anything. It's under the tab builder and general. You also need from the general tab, besides these 1x1 plates, you need one of these. It's a cube 1x1x1/2 or 1.5, and you need from another tab on the builder. You also need on the specialized. This one is like a flat triangle, 1x1/2x1, and then you need 4 barrels on the construction props, and these blue barrels. Depending on how many seats you want, I'll go with 2, so I'll spawn in 2 seats. Good. And this is all the props you need. So you got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 props. Okay, first off, I'm gonna build the base. Let me see. The precision tool is what I'm gonna need, and I'm just gonna start off setting this to -95. This push-pull amount, because I'm gonna need that later. Click this on, push-pull as percentage. Set the tool mode to move, and the rotation grid. Put it to 15 so far. We're gonna change it later, and you can just copy the rest of these if you want to be totally sure. Besides that, I'm gonna be using Smart Snap, which is a tool that makes me snap into a grid. I've showed it in a older tutorial, so you can just look that up. It's about building tips. Good. So first up, I'm just gonna build this. So I'm gonna put this in the air. This is gonna be my base, and I'm gonna add 1 prop. So click in the upper left corner, and then click in the upper left corner on this main prop as well, and turn it till it's 55 degrees. That's 3 turns, and then leave it there. And you do this 4 times. This time in the upper right corner and in the upper right corner. 5 degrees. Same on this thing, except this time you want to do it on the other side. So when you can kind of imagine that point I just clicked on need to attach to this point I'm clicking on here, and that was the upper left corner. Now last time, right here, upper right corner and upper right corner. Yes. Now I'm gonna add excuse me, click in the center of the prop, both here and on this one, and same thing goes with this one. Yes, now we need to add the barrels, and the barrels are a bit tricky, and this is where you'll see the push-pull tool is very handy. Now you see the sides of this barrel, they're round, so it's kind of hard to click perfectly on a flat spot, so you can move it and look like sometimes, let's say if I click here, right, and I put it on, you can see that it's not the center. It's kind of off because the circular form of the prop. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this end of the prop, on the back of it, and I'm gonna put it not on the outer edge, but I'm just gonna put it right here in the next to it. You can see it. And then I'm gonna use the push-pull tool, which is also built into the precision tool. Now, instead of clicking left click, you click right. Now my right click on my mouse is bugged, so it kind of double clicks. So I'll bind another key to it, but it's always gonna be right click for you guys. And do the same on the other side. The reason why I chose the bottom on this side is because I want this side to be the front. So this is going to be pointing that way. Now on the other side, I'm going to be clicking the bottom of the barrel. So when I push it, it's going to be this way on the inside. And again, this one over here. There we go. And now here comes a new technique I haven't shown to you guys yet in a earlier tutorial. So I'm gonna just jump ahead. First, I'm gonna no-collide this prop to this prop to this one, this prop to this one, and this prop to this one. So they are all no-collided. This one to this one, this one to this one, this one to that one, and that one to the last. And then I'm gonna weld all of them. I'm gonna weld this one to this main prop here. Same with that one. So now this is welded to that, and that is welded to this. Same goes on the other side, and then you just do it all again on this side. Okay. Now, this might seem a bit ridiculous. Why would you just weld these props together? Now that is because what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna be pushing this. Change this push-pull mount to 25, just to change to 25. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push this down a bit, just any amount, doesn't really matter, as long as this point down here is free. And now I'm going to be changing this rotation snap degree to 5. Now what I can do is and then click on rotate here, tool mode, rotate. So when you left click on this point, you can rotate this any amount you like. Now I just like it to be 5 degrees, so I just move it one click. Oh, that's the wrong way. One click this way, boom. And then I do the same on the other side. Boom. That's just to give it a bit of a curl, just to make it a bit more smooth instead of just a flat thing. Now what happens is that when let me just no-collide this. I right-click no-collide on this to make it no-collide to everything, just so I don't get any bugs. So what is happening now is that when I unfreeze these props, because they're welded to this prop up here, they're going to be jumping up to that prop. So it will follow along, same shape as before, but now in a different rotation. And that's very clever because, well, that's a simple way of... Sorry, my girlfriend just texted me. That's a simple way of making it curl and making sure the shape stays in that way. I'm pretty sure there's other ways of doing it, but I've just always done it this way, and I think it's pretty simple, especially when you have to work with 5 props. It did take a bit of time now because I had to explain it to you at the same time, but when you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple. Now I'm just adding this prop, clicking the corner in the middle, on the edge in the middle, I mean, and then I do the exact same on this prop, so I can have this floor on this this thing. Or actually, I just thought of something. Let's remove that prop and let's remove that prop. Actually, instead, we're just gonna be building this straight on top of it, so because we don't really need floor. I'm gonna put the floor in the middle first. There we go. Take this and. What just happened is sometimes the precision tool bugs. Always remember to, when you place this in the air and you want to click on it, click E and then shift to make sure it's perfectly straight, or it's aligned with the world. That's something you always have to do when you build, and actually you had to do that with the first prop as well to make sure that everything is aligned with the world. Makes the tools a bit less buggy. Still bugs sometimes, but yeah, it can happen. Anyway, click on the bottom of this, in the front of it, and then in the middle. and then you do the exact same on this one, so you can have the front point, yeah, like that. And then we add this one exact same way, and click there, boom, bam. Now we just add 2 seats. I'm just gonna click underneath it. Smart snap doesn't work on this, so you're just gonna kind of try and aim at the middle. And then we put it there. Just put it there, about there. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. And then same with this thing. Remember to snap it. Clicking E and then Shift. Boom. About the middle, not really. It's close enough. Okay, so I can teach you a bit more because I messed it up. What you can do now, because you say, oh god, it's off. You use a localite tool and you right click on your object, and then you hold control down, your left control, and then click with your fist gun on the prop, and then slowly move right. You can see I lined up for it, so when I click left, I move to left. So what I did was I just hovered over it, hold down left control to make sure I go slowly, and then just moved a bit. This way I can kind of adjust it. I'm just gonna see if I can adjust this one as well. Yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, let's just go with this. Let's just go with that. That's fine. That's fine. Now what we have to do is we have to do a bit of no colliding to make sure that the things doesn't mess up when we unfreeze it. So I'm gonna no collide these 2 seats together, and to the back prop they are inside. Also I'm gonna no collide. Actually, I'm just gonna no collide the bottom plate to everything, which is, I think it already is. Let me just test. My mouse just double clicked. Ah, there it did again. You can see, really annoying. I'm so used to using my. Oh, that's weird. Doesn't work. Okay. Perhaps that's broken right now. I don't know. It didn't really work either when I was testing it on this thing. What we then do instead is just no collide this prop to everything that I can imagine it be hitting. So I can imagine it hit this thing, this thing underneath it. I can imagine it hitting the wings. So let's do those. And then I can imagine it hitting this prop under here, obviously. Now that's free. I can imagine this prop hitting that thing, this thing, and that thing. Just in reality, just no collide everything to everything. Just make sure nothing is touching each other when it's unfreezed, because then the thing will go nuts. Or sometimes it will just push the props out of place, so it looks a bit strange, like there's something bugging on your thing. And you don't want that. You want it to look professional. Now I could imagine this going on to that and that to that. Boom, boom, boom. And I think when this is that, there, I think I'm actually done. And now I could unfreeze it, but actually first I'm gonna use my material tool to make it look as cool as this thing. So I looked on the material tools and I found this material. I think it's something I downloaded somewhere. I'm not sure. Perhaps the package is called Materials WTP, I don't know. But you can use any sort of material you can find in here. You can find some yourself. Like, there are loads out there on the workshop. So I just colored everything this color. Yeah. I think it's a nice finish. And then I went with the color tool. I found this nice teal, a bit dark teal for the wings. Put it down. And then I just went with a darker grey for everything else. Perhaps a bit darker. Yeah, I like that. It's not the exact same dark, perhaps a bit lighter, I think. Maybe we can experience with it. So these barrels are a bit darker, and the seats are also a bit darker. Well, actually the seats would be a bit lighter than everything else. Yeah, that's good. Nah, actually I don't like it. But yeah, that's how you build it. I'm just gonna show you first how you can make it into one thing, so it sticks together. First, you gotta choose a main prop, and you're gonna. I think it's built into the game, maybe not. The weight tool. Otherwise, you can find it on the workshop. Click on weight, and then set it to 500. And then you choose any kind of prop. I like to choose a prop in the middle to be my center prop. Set it to 500, set the weight to 500. Now set the weight to 700 for now. Let's just say 700. And click on all the barrels. There we go. So that's 700. Everything else should be of a weight about 15, 20 maybe. But yeah, go with 15. That's a solid weight. Sure, everything else, not the center prop and not the barrels. They should be obviously 500 and 700, but everything else needs to be 15. The seats are already trainee, but yeah, you can set them to 15 if you want to. So there we go, welding everything. Now we've got to weld everything to the center prop, and then it's actually done. The prop, or the boat, I mean, will be floating already. Because of these barrels. These barrels are floatable by default, so you don't really need to add anything. You can put them in the water, but like I will show you just in a few seconds. I've welded these already. I think it's done. Oh god, it's not really done. Oh, messed it up. Okay, I forgot to weld this. So in case you forget to weld something, now because these are welded together like I did before, I can just freeze this prop because I know I welded this prop. And then if I click on this while I'm holding down the fist gun, just left clicking on it, it will snap into place because it's welded to this. So that will snap into place, and that will snap into place, and that will snap into place. So I'll just weld these, and this, and there we go. This is our boat. Putting it into the water, it will float. But what you see here, the problem with it, even though this is a nice boat, really good looking, it will bounce like crazy. Look at this, look at this. And it'll keep on bouncing forever because of the way the game is built. But there is a solution for this, but that is gonna be for a later tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this tutorial, please subscribe, please like it, please share it. Oh, actually I really like the whiter seats. Yeah, but anyway, thank you a lot for watching. See you next time.